Good morning everybody and welcome back. So yeah, videos are back up from today for the rest of the year, and for those of you who just found the channel, obviously we do a daily review on the markets, and this is the first one for 2021. Let's hope that we actually can move beyond the chaos that we're in at the moment. Anyway, today's video is about Forex, and we are focusing on a couple of pairs, but predominantly the euro, the USD, and the Aussie dollar and the pound as well. So let's just get cracking as per normal. So euro USD. So going into the close of the year, we did get a bit of a pullback as such, and we've had a fairly decent gap up this morning, but that gap obviously will worry me. So we've got that level there, and we also have this inside tail right where we are now. So I'm taking that fractional level there, and then obviously this area of chaos here. So those are the two lines in the sand for me on this pair this morning, and I would expect the gap to close, to be honest. And if I'm looking at the S&P, I would say that we are pretty much going to be looking for a move down to come and close this gap, and probably a bit of choppy price action while we wait for politicians to sort their nonsense out. So there's a lot of political noise around Trump trying to overthrow the election right now. So I think there's going to be a bit of cautious trading at the moment on the dollar pairs. So yeah, so I think for me that's pretty much moral of the story for me. Wait and see what transpires with these two levels. If we can break 122.596 and hold it, so breakthrough retest, then I would be looking for a move to the upside. But converse is true. If we start moving below this area here, there's actually a zone here that I would watch, and it's going to be something like that. So we need to move below 121.155 and 121.052. Anyway, I think 122 will basically give us some support as well, so just watch out for that. Also bear in mind that this is a yearly high now, okay? So that was kind of where the high we got on last week, just before New Year's, so what was that, Thursday? So just watch out for that, because this is going to be treated as a yearly high, so the algorithms will be bouncing off that, so we'll be selling off that. It's going to take quite a bit of effort to get through that. So for me at the moment, this is wait and see what's going to transpire. Those are the lines in the sand. If we do get above 123.100 and hold it, then definitely long. And I'd take it for the measured move. The measured move is going to be something like this. Well, that's not much, is it? Let's just check the weekly quickly, just see if there's any. Oh, okay. Yeah, sit on hands for me, I think, is the right advice. Look at this chaos here on the weekly. I expect it to be choppy in that area. We're going to have to break through right the way up there, which is 124.440. Okay, so I would prefer a pullback, to be in all honesty. I definitely would prefer a much deeper pullback. So I would prefer a pullback down onto structure, and I'm just going to use this level here, something like there. So a pullback back into 121.752 would definitely get me looking long. Okay, so just want to double check on the hour here. Yeah, I think honestly, I think we're just going to be chopping around here. So I think we'll leave that pair alone. US dollar, Japanese yen. So we've got a bit of a bounce on Friday, and then we've got a fairly strong bar here. Now remember, this area that we're in, if we jump onto the weekly and look left, you see there's the exact same picture, inverse of the euro USD. The difference here is we've got a little bit more structure in this area. Okay, so breaking through that is going to give us a fairly strong opportunity, to say that. Let's just get down to the hour here. I suspect we have the same setup here though, so that's pretty much on the dollar pairs. I think dollar pairs for me is just going to be a wait and see. I think the politicians are going to make their noise on Wednesday, if I remember correctly. So for the dollar pairs, I think that's these are the two lines in the sand. So it's 103.326 and 102.989. I do expect this to continue down. So we've had this move down, and now we are consolidating here. So a break below this level here, 102.989, it gives us a fairly decent measured move of that. So that would take us down to the 102 area, 102.415, 102.400 area. That's kind of the structure, but obviously we need to break below these lows here, break below, come back, retest, and then start moving, and that would be the trade. Pretty good risk to reward. Your stop is going to be above here, but the gap is going to be an issue. So for me, I think I'm still going to wait on the dollar pairs, just wait for the politicians. Euro Aussie dollar. So we pretty much had a fairly strong move down. This is parabolic to me at the moment. So in other words, if you do that, there's the first trend line, and there's the second trend line, and then if we go from there, there's the third one, and then you've got this one here. Okay, in other words, the trend just keeps getting steeper and steeper and steeper. And if you draw a round curve here, parabolic curve, you can see it's moving like that. So typically when that happens, you're expecting a pretty big bounce to come back somewhere. So just on the weekly, you can see we've got a lot of support to the left still. Okay, we've got that, and we've also got that there. But I would expect, that's kind of my level there. Okay, so let's get to the 8 hour. So I would expect some kind of this is ultimately the target at the moment, 156.984, but obviously I don't want to get in there. I don't want to jump in down here. I want to jump in higher up. So either off 16173, which is the weekly level, or alternatively somewhere in this area here of 163.42. So if we can get back at that level, that would give me an opportunity to sell, and I'd be looking for a target around 156.984. So that's one that I'm definitely watching, waiting for the pullback, and we'll be looking at that. Okay, if we just jump in on the 1 hour, you can see we do have this 1 hour trend line as well. So see these fractals here, these are your other levels. So if I just take that one there, there's another area that you need to pay attention to. And obviously the other area to pay attention to is right where we turned here, because that is now fractal as well. So yeah, I think I'd like a much deeper pullback. So I really would like to see us come back to the 163.42 area before getting in or short on that market. British pound, Japanese yen. So we do have a deal on Brexit, but I think the volumes have been very thin over the Christmas period. So take it with a pinch of salt. Not sure what is going to transpire. So we're going to have to wait and see on the pound pair. So for me, pound is also worth just keeping your money in your pocket for now and just waiting to see what is actually going to transpire. Looking at the hour, we do have fairly strong uptrend, sort of a wedge channel pullback, and then moving to the upside. Right now, looking like a potential double top. Obviously, for the double top, we need to come back below 139.500, so we need to break below that and retest it for that to happen. I suspect what we're going to have is another sort of channel move to the downside. So you can see there's a channel down, and then there's a channel up. That's a fairly strong channel up, so that's the one that I would be watching at the moment. Let's just line it up nicely, and then okay, so break below the channel, which could mean any one of these two levels here. So 147.52, break below, bounce off 140.491, come back and test this area. That would break below the moving average, channel break, and then I'd be looking for a move back to the bottom of the range of 139.508. So that's kind of the structure that I'm looking at the moment. So we are looking at this area here, 140.752. I'm actually just going to delete this one. That's the area there. Okay, it breaks the moving average, it breaks the previous fractal, and it also breaks a level. So move down below that, come back and test it and start rolling, and you can pick it up on the 15 or 20 minute chart. Then you have a fairly strong, fairly decent risk to reward. So let's say you manage to get in around there. Your stop is going to be around 738 points, and it's a 1,100 odd point reward. So risk to reward is fairly good there. Aussie dollar, US dollar. Now this one I'm going to start off on the weekly. So this one I'm staying well away from at the moment. So we've had a fairly strong move up into the close of the year, but just look to the left here. So this area that we're in here, and I'm going to do the highest one and then do sort of the lowest one there. So that zone there, you can see it is tremendous amount of resistance there. So that is on the weekly chart, and you can see this is from 2016, 2017. We did manage to get above it in 2017, but then dropped below. So that is the level that needs to hold. At the moment, if you come down to the 8 hour, obviously you're going to see the sellers coming in there. Okay, so they're just short of it at the moment, but that's kind of the opportunity that I see for the bears right now. So what you may find, a bit of chaos here, big down, big up, big confusion. So you may find just a squirt up or some kind of an exhaustion bar onto 077608. Alternatively, even breaking through that and coming up to 078375. So trend is up, should be trading with a trend. But these are the two levels I'd be watching for. And this one here I'd definitely take profit at 077608. So I don't know whether that's worth anything. It's 500 points to 300 points. Not really. The risk reward's not really there. So so that's another one to sit and wait and see what transpires there. And this is pretty much dependent on what the politicians do. Okay, last pair is British pound, Aussie dollar. And obviously with Brexit, this is the one we also need to pay attention to. But now remember, big up, big down, big up, big down, big confusion at the moment. Does look a little bit like a range. Okay, so that is our range right now. So obviously we need to wait for price to break up or below that area for us to get a decision. We did rally into the close of the year a little bit. I can see that little bit of a rally into the close, and then we sort of opened up with a big up, big down scenario at the moment. So I'm not 100% sure that anybody knows what's transpiring here, including me. So so this is another one which we are pretty much going to wait and see. There's a fairly good level of support here, so this would be interesting if this holds. So that's 177246. If this level can hold, then it give us a good indication of which way we're going. And I think that would probably play out in the London breakout strategy. So if you look to the left, that's the high of this morning so far, and there's the low of the morning so far. And if you look to the left, you can see quite a bit of interaction in that zone. So so I think for me, if we do get below this, then expect to move to the bottom of the channel. If we do get above this 177936, expect to move to the top of the channel. So we are slap bang in the middle of, sorry, not the channel, the range. We're slap bang in the middle of the range at the moment. So London breakout strategy is pretty much, I think, the one that will actually give you a fairly decent trade if I look at the risk to reward here. So your stop is obviously going to be above here if it breaks below. And then your target down here, so it's just a 1 to 1.5 type trade, and the same here. So if it breaks above here, your stop is below the range, and you're looking for the top of the bigger range. Okay, so new year, be patient. A lot of traders will be coming into the office today, and they're also going to be in the same holiday mode most of us are coming out of. So just be patient and wait for people to do the analysis and wait for the algorithms to be tweaked, and then you should see some direction start happening. But that's it for me this morning. I think predominantly sit on hands, except for just watching the pound Japanese yen here. Okay, I think that's the one that I'm basically focusing on today. Break this channel, retest, then I'm looking for a move to the bottom of the range. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.